show this another time and then people can look it back. And I'm also going to share my screen.
Just while we're doing that, thought I'd introduce myself. So I'm Charlie, I'm the development for areas 253. So nice to meet you all.
Okay.
So
I just want to check. Go on.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was just checking, can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, can now.
Okay, fab.
Yeah, we can now. It was all a bit blotchy before.
Yeah, sorry. Technology, huh? Okay, lovely. So first of all, I just wanted to thank you all for coming on to the call today. This call is all about recruiting online and generating leads as well, okay? So throughout the call, feel free to jot down any questions you might have. We might answer them kind of as we go through, but also we'll take any questions at the end as well. We'll kind of have, like, you know, a little Q&A bit at the end. So if you've got any questions, we can go through them then. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through all about how to appoint online. Now, I completely appreciate that a lot of you are already doing this and you're already confident in this already. But this is all about, you know, taking new tips and, you know, seeing what you can take from each other, but just refreshing kind of what you already know as well. So Fiona, if we can just move forward, is that okay? Perfect. Thank you. So let's start off then with looking at how to appoint on, you know, online and doing those digital appointments. So the most important thing when you're doing these digital appointments is doing that video call and doing it through your video call. And the reason why that's so important is it creates that rapport with your new rep right from the get-go. So you know what it's like at the moment with, you know, through the last few crazy months. It's so strange not seeing people face to face. But actually, by doing it through a video call, you do kind of, you know, you're not just hearing a voice, you can see your face as well. So it's all about creating that rapport right, and, you know, and that relationship right from the very start. Now, you can do these video calls through loads of different platforms. So you've got WhatsApp, you've got FaceTime, you've got Facebook you can call through, you've got Zoom, you've got Skype, all of these different free forums that you can call through. So you just need to make sure that your new rep has access to a laptop, a tablet, a phone, like an Android phone, or a computer to be able to do that as well. So just make sure, you know, you've set them up with that before you get going. But this is also a great opportunity where you can check their ID, their photo ID, but also check their proof of address if you haven't already checked this prior to your video call with them. So those are kind of the main points of why that video call is so important. And because then what you can do is you can set them up together, talk them through, and then answering any questions that they might have, you know, and that they might want to ask you as well. So next we're going to have a little look at what that appointment looks like. So again, like I said before, I know a lot of you have done these millions of times, and you are confident in doing it, but let's just have a little recap and see what that appointment does look like. So always make sure to call your rep beforehand, before you do that video call, just to introduce yourself, to, you know, get their name, to talk them through the kind of the opportunity as well, and make sure that they're happy to go ahead with the sign up. Sorry, Fiona, if we could just go to the next slide. But also so that you can then plan in that time, the date where it's going to be best for you and your new rep to have that slot where you can take the time to go through the video call with them, to talk them through, like I said, the opportunity, and also kind of all the different aspects that they might want to take notes on and go through. So once they're happy and you're on your video call, this is when you're going to open up your rep page, open up the lead and click on appoint. So you need to check that all of their address and all of their details are correct. And the most important things is like the email address is correct, the phone number's correct, their home address is correct, all of those things. Just make sure, double check that all the spelling's correct, and so on. So ask the rep how long they have lived at their current address, put that number in the box provided, and then you can talk about their safe location that they'd like to, to select from the drop-down menu. But just discuss it with them what that means. But of course, they can change that further down the line if they want to do that. So next slide, please. So next step, you're going to click proceed. After you've done that, you're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page once it's refreshed. Now, this is where you can ask, has the new rep been a rep before? But that's really good for you guys to know so that you can pull that information from them. So if they have been a rep before, why did they leave? Or if they haven't, why do they want to join to be a rep? And really pull on why they want to do that so that you can support them. For example, if they had a goal that they wanted to achieve, you can support them to get there. And you can always refer back to that throughout, the next few weeks as well. You need to enter in their photo ID from the selection. So whether that's a driving license, passport, etc., and fill the details in there. Enter the proof of address that they've given you, whether that's a statement, come to their address or so on, and then click appoint. And then this is where you're going to need to note down and read out the account number so that they can take a note of it as well from your screen that you'll be able to see. So going on from that, the next step is to support your new rep to be able to open their account, okay? So if we could just click on this. Thank you. So this is where you can do it together. And this is why going back to that video call is so important. It's about, when they're asking you questions, you can, again, see them face to face, kind of through virtually, and being able to answer them, but also, you can ask all the questions you need to as well. But this is where they can then open up Google and search avon.uk.com, ask them to click onto the representative login and ask them to click on register here today. So this is them opening up their own account, which is great because you're supporting them to do it, you're doing it together. However, they're learning to do it themselves as well. So after they've done that, they're going to enter their account number, date of birth, in the correct format, because it does say it on the screen when they do that, and create a username and password using a capital letter and a number. Now, it's so important, guys, that you do this correctly, and it's them who is that's opening up their account. You cannot know their details, so you know their account number because you've given it to them. However, it's up to them to create a username and password, okay? You should not know their password. It is, private to them, and it's them opening their account, okay? So just make sure you're doing that correctly. Then you're going to ask them to submit that, and that will then be completed. So explain the starter kit options to them and how they're going to benefit from each one. And of course, we do have, the deal with the starter kit where they're getting £15 starter kit for £5, etc. So make sure they know everything that they can get from those starter kits and what's going to be best for them. Because I know myself, when I got the £30 starter kit, it was so beneficial for me to be able to see all the products, try them out, smell the fragrances, all of those different things that then I can use that information to tell my customers about it and actually know that I've tried it, and I can say this is great because of this and this is what I found, etc. So remember to explain that they don't have to pay for 13 days for that starter kit. So again, they can start getting in their orders, whether it's through their My Avon store, whether it's through orders they've already got, through paper orders maybe, and then so they can get those orders coming in before they actually have to pay for their starter kit as well. So remember to tell them that as well. Fab. So if we just move on to the next slide then. So now they've kind of got the basics all set up, what's next for your rep? So this is when you need to tell them, when does their starter kit come? Let them know that it will be coming in the next, few days. But also check in with that. Check in when they've received it. What did they think of the products? And it's all about continuing that support now. Now they're signed up. So tell them about the rep website, where they're going to find different aspects on there as well. So talk about the Learning Hub, because we know the Learning Hub, makes such an impact to those first 90 days of your new rep, and it sets them up right. So make sure they know where that is, and the benefits of using that as well. But it could even be, you know, in the next week, check in with them. Have you started your 90 days rep plan? Okay, so, you know, have you planned in half an hour a week, or what suits you when you can do that? That will be great for your rep to be able to kind of think to themselves, right, I've got half an hour here, I'm going to spend that half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever, looking on the Learning Hub and learning some more about the products, and your 90-day rep plan, of course. But tell them about all the different, you know, additions that, or tools that they've got to really upskill and drive their business. So the instant brochure, who are they going to start sending that to? Friends, family, opening up their My Avon store, and sending that out as well to everyone they know, popping it on their Facebook page, things like that, just to get the word out. And then arrange a day that you can call back to go through their kit. Like I said, once it's arrived, see what they think, and do they have any more questions? Now, I think that it's something so simple, but it's so key as well, because they might have a small question, they might think it's a silly question, but if you keep checking in with them, it makes it a lot more comfortable for them to ask you any questions that they might have to. Perfect. Next slide. And then lastly, again, like I just said, it's all about that support and giving them that great start as well. Like I said, check in with their starter kit. Have they placed, or you know, have they placed an order? If they've been a rep before, they might feel quite confident with that. However, if they haven't, talk them through how they're going to place that order, but also how they're going to place that order through different forms. So their rep page, you know, because it might be quite simple to you, but it might be a little bit confusing if it's the first time you've done it. So make sure you're talking them through that. And it could even be that you set up another video call where you can maybe share your screen, show them how to do it, and then they can have a go, etc. But that's a really nice idea. And again, it's all about that support each step of the way. But also making sure that they know that when they share, you know, the instant brochure in their My Avon store, that their customers can actually get that delivered to themselves. So again, it takes that pressure off your new rep as well. Have they got any orders? You know, who have they sent their instant brochure out to? Do you know if they're going to be putting in an order soon? You know, their customers might want some recommendations. So again, that's where that starter kit really comes in handy. And then also making sure that they've joined all of the Facebook groups that they need to. So your area Facebook group is always a great idea, because I know that everyone really supports each other for any little question you might have. But also, you know, we've got our Honour divisional Facebook group. So if you guys aren't on that, then I definitely recommend getting on that soon. We can post the kind of what the page is called in the chat. I can do that in a second. So get on there and share with your teams, because then you can see kind of the wider picture of what other areas are doing as well as just your own. And also the rep official Facebook group, and then for sales leaders, obviously you've got your sales leader official Facebook group as well. And then also, I mean, let's hope they've already downloaded the Avon app, because they've been sharing their instant brochure. But also, do they know what's going on that campaign? Do they know that we've got, you know, earn from a pound, that you've got free unlimited deliveries at the moment for over £30? So do they know this? You know, make sure they know what's going on and that they're up to date with any offers, etc. But, you know, it could be, if you've got a WhatsApp group for your teams, getting them on that. All these little things that will really support them all along the way, and that your teams can support each other as well. Perfect. Thank you. And I think I'm handing over to you, Sasha. I think you're on mute, Sasha.
That's a good point. Well done. Thank you. There we go. Technical. Cheers, Charlie. So talking about recruiting, obviously Charlie's gone through the basics and the setup process for us. So I'm going back to the good old-fashioned who do you know list. I don't think we use this enough. Those of you that know me know I've been with Avon for 8 years, and we used to use this a lot back in the beginning. Jane, you've been a leader for quite a while. You've probably seen it before. So you start thinking about all the different people that you know. So if you want to click on me, Fiona, you've got your friends, you've got your family, you've got social clubs, neighbours, gyms, but a lot of it is not just who you know, it's networking as much as possible, especially while we're in this environment of Corona. It's your Facebook groups, your WhatsApp groups, and it's your friends of your friends. So yeah, you've spoken to Sue and she's not interested in doing it. It's not something that's for her. However, what about Sue's friends? Could Sue maybe do you a favour and share out your link with her friends or your image to join? And it might be something that they're looking forward to. With so many people furloughed and looking for extra work at the moment, it's the perfect opportunity. If you wouldn't mind clicking on Fiona. So it's not just the people you know, it's the people you don't know, like the friends of the friends that we spoke about as well. And the people, not they don't necessarily buy Avon, they might buy Avon so they get their own bits cheaper. But if they don't, then they might just be looking for that earnings opportunity. And a good thing is people that aren't interested or you don't think would be interested. I mean, I know we're talking about recruitment and not selling here, but I go back to one of our sales leaders who, when she first started, looked at her road and said, well, that person won't buy, that person won't buy that. And I said, just ignore that side of things and go to everyone, blanket drop everybody, and then if they don't, and that's fair enough. And she was quite surprised. So people that you might think would never be interested, if you don't take that opportunity to ask them, they'll end up going with another MLM, another body shop. You'll see suddenly you've been invited to their group from another fragrance company or something rather than us. So it's best to do it that way. So we've got a sheet that I think Fiona's just going to click onto here. And what we used to do is if we were sitting around at a meeting with you, we'd give you this sheet and we'd ask you to fill it in with all the people that you can think of in under a minute. And then once you filled it in, you'd star next to anybody who might be interested in buying Avon, and then you put a double star if you think they might want some extra money. Maybe you've got a young mum looking for some extra money, like I say, these days with furlough and everything else. And you look through and you start with the contacts that have the 2 stars, because obviously they're the people that in your head you have more of a preference to think they might be interested in earning more from your team. And I know it might seem a little bit nerve-wracking with people that you think, oh, I can't ask my auntie, she'd never be interested, but you'd really be surprised. Just put the feelers out there. They're close to you. They're not going to be offensive or anything. If they're not interested, they'll let you know. But it's always best to ask as many people as possible. I would say you want at least 20 names on this list, and actually start with the ones with the 2 stars, but then go through the others as well. Sorry, just in the messages in the chat box, there's a little bit of confusion over the orders. All of the orders through your rep store over £30 are completely free delivery this whole campaign. Normally it's the first 2, but throughout this month, all of them are, so that's even better. Good, if you wouldn't mind clicking on for me, please. So another way of doing this, we've got the good old-fashioned write it down way, but also is the WhatsApp broadcast. Now, I'm new to this, to be honest, but I absolutely love it. So I kind of challenge you all now to get your phones out, to go on WhatsApp and try this broadcast. Whether you've done it or not before, pop a little message on, just to see if anybody's looking for some extra money and wants to work from home. You can send it out to multiple people at once without anyone seeing each other's details. So nobody's going to get upset about GDPR or anything like that. So all you need to do is open up that phone, select those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner, select a new broadcast. I would just put everyone in your phone, but select who you want to send it to and send your message. Just remember, you might have a lot of customers on your phone and you're thinking, oh, they're my customers. I don't want them to become my rep because I need them as my customer. You're going to earn from them anyway. It's much better that they come through you than somebody else sends them that message. Somebody else has done this training. You've got a friend of a friend and that person ends up in their team. And then you're like, oh, no, they could have been mine. So I would send it to anyone and everyone. And you can do it now, you can do it later, but it is kind of like a little bit of call to action, a little challenge for you all to send it off and see, because it's another great way of getting recruitment. Jen, if you don't mind flipping the slide for me, please. Thank you. Next, we're going to talk about virtual door knocking. There's been some real success stories with this. Lots of different people. A lot of you might have never tried it before. It's a different way of doing things. So what is virtual door knocking? It's being able to recruit online, but in a friendly, non-spammy way. Ladies, I'm sure at some point we've all had somebody slide into our DMs that we really don't want. It's the same kind of thing as that. You don't want like people saying, join me, join me, join me, join me. It's just, it's not enough. It comes across as crass. It's not professional, and we want to obviously keep that professional brand. Lucy, yes, I know you're one of the ones that did my training that I did on this before, an uptake on it, and done brilliantly from it. So how it works, I mean, like we say, how would you react if somebody did that? You'd be really turned off and be like, no, go away. So we're going to go through how to go through it the best way. Fiona, if you can click on for me, please. So virtual door knocking is the power of networking within groups. So add yourself into groups of things that you like, that you enjoy, not things you don't, or this just isn't going to work. So I know Lucy did a lot of ones for young mums. I know somebody who did a lot of ones, she was trying to lose weight, so entered a lot of slimming groups. They don't have to be local because, as we know, you can recruit from anywhere within the UK. I love diamond painting, so I would do that. My husband loves matchstick making, so he would do that. Enter yourself into a group of something that you enjoy. If you could click on for me, please, Fiona. So while you're in that group, add value like you normally would. Get engaged in the conversations, like people's things that you would normally like, not just for the sake of liking them, and take a little bit of time. The difference with this side of recruiting, the door knocking, the virtual door knocking side, is it does take a little bit of time to build up, but boy, does it work when you get going. And so you've been there a while, you've spoken to different people, and then you can personalise your message to them to suit them. So we'll go through an example in just a moment. If you could click on again for me, please, Fiona. So there's lots of different top tips to do with virtual door knocking. Like we said, find a group that you're interested in, something that's good for you. I mean, I know if we look at Helen from our area, she made loads of groups and sales on a horsey, adding herself into the horse ones for the skin so soft. Yes, that's sales, but again, add yourself to a group that's good for you, that suits you best, and that you can build a relationship through. And actually, you make friends on it as well. If you could keep clicking on for me, please, Fiona, that'd be perfect. Yeah, so you're adding posts, like we said, by being engaging and responding to people backwards and forwards like you normally would, natural interaction. Sorry, this slide's a little slow, but I think maybe it's just my laptop in general. But an example of the messages that you could send somebody. So there's a couple of examples on here. This one here says, I saw the post you put on the other day about a different lipstick. It was fab. So if you were in like a group to do with makeup, or makeup artists, if you wanted to learn to do your makeup better, like I definitely need to, then you could say that you were interested. I can tell you a genuine interest in, you've got a genuine interest in makeup. Can I show you a way of making money? That would you be interested? And if you could click on again, this is the one that really worked well for the person who was in all the Slimming World type groups. So they obviously liked the recipe idea. It's a healthy one for kids. So said they were going to try it out and said that I can see you love posting online. I'm currently recruiting new team members who'd like to make money by posting online and working from home. Would you be interested? If you've took the time and energy to build that relationship with them and that rapport, if they're not interested, they're just going to say no. But it's a much nicer, not a hard sell. You know, it's a much softer sell, and people are much more likely to, as they've built that relationship up with you, to try it because they trust you, that you've built that time and energy into it. And it's worked really well for quite a few sales leaders, including Lucy, which is fantastic. I think we're over to you now, Fiona.
Yeah, you sure are. So my bit is all about reviewing a product. Now this works for, it's another free way of getting that interaction and getting people thinking that you're not just asking them that hard sell about whether they want to join. It's all about getting their interest in a product first. So if I can just move, oh, hang on a second, let me just move on. Okay, so the idea is that you are already working from home, we're doing everything online, so what you need to do is get other people interested in what you're selling. So whether it be whatever product you have laying around at home. So if you pick a product, something that's relevant right now, so obviously lipstick's probably not going to be a good one to pick since we're wearing masks all the time when we're out and about. The best thing to pick would be maybe something like a mascara, or the dry oil spray to stop them getting bitten, or you know, something else that you've got, a pillow mist, because you know there's lots of people not being able to sleep right now. Think of something that you've got at home already or that you're happy to invest in, and then use that product. So then what you would do is post that to everybody you'll know on social media, or you can even use using a WhatsApp broadcast to everybody you know, and ask them for if they wanted to volunteer to try out this product. So you're going to give it to them for free. So that's why you need to be prepared to what product you're going to do. So then what they must do is they have to commit to doing a review on that product for you. So whether it be on social media, or they send you with a photo, video, whatever they are happy to do. And then what you do is you use that to obviously get more sales on that product. At the same time, you're getting them interested and getting their friends of the friends interested too. So then you're widening your span on how many people you're getting involved, getting interested in the Avon products. And then it will spread like wildfire because they would have used that product, talked to their friends about it, or you're using their review, and you're getting much more reach and interest. So then what they must do also is obviously you set a time span of when you want that review to be done. So if you send it out to them, give them sort of like a week or 2 weeks maybe to give it a go, try the product a few times, and obviously then give their review. Then they're talking to, like I say, they're talking to everybody they know about it, and they're creating that buzz. And then what have we created? Maybe they want to join, maybe that's the interest that they want to do. So if something that they can think about, you know, if you could then go with that slant that you've been interested at, you really love the products, have you not thought about joining yourself and then get a discount? And you've got lots of friends that were interested too in the product, why don't you ask them if they'd be interested in buying from you? So that's a way of getting more people interested and getting those leads generated. So create that first. So what would be their hook? So that's kind of the next step. So you have to think about what potential reps want to get involved with Avon for. Is it because they want to earn more money? Is it because they want to get their discount of their own product? So especially if they've reviewed one of the products and they love it, they might want to then buy stuff themselves. Do they want to do something from home? So already they're doing something on social media or interacting with their friends and family. So it's something that they can do from the comfort of their own home without having to go out, especially in this heat. You know, and do something that they can earn money from or just get free products for. Do they want to try all the products? I'm sure they will. Once they've tried one of the Avon products, I can guarantee they're going to want to try more. So it might be that you do this sort of once every couple of weeks or once a month. You know, think about, plan ahead what you're going to do for that next month. So leading up to Christmas, what kind of things could you plan in for that? You know, what products would be interested to somebody? You know, would it be like one of the gift set perfumes? So could you send them a sample, or send them a bottle that you managed to win free, or, you know, think about what you could do with that. And then obviously sharing on social media. So this is another way, not just reviewing the products, but in general on social media is a massive way of us generating leads. Sharing the highlights and benefits of working for Avon, working from home. That is going to be a massive seller. People are going to want to know what attracted you to the job, what attracted you to earning money from home with Avon. And if you're buzzing about that and sharing the highlights and benefits, you've won this award, you've won that incentive and got this extra money, they're going to want to have a part of that. So, you know, really sell the highlights and benefits of Avon. Send a personalised invite to customers and people who you know from your who do you know list, your This Is Avon and your live events. So send invites to them and personalise it, because you'll have lots of customers and people you know that are going to be interested in certain things. You might have somebody who's really interested in perfumes. We've got the new Rebel and Evil out right now, and there's an incentive for that. So why would you not promote that? So, you know, think about all those ways that you can get people involved. And then share kudos and shine a light on those in your team that are being successful. Sharing that is again highlighting the benefits of working for Avon and working from home. And then create that buzz and that fear of missing out. Because if they're missing out, they're going to miss out on all those beautiful products, all those beautiful opportunities to earn extra money. So you want to make sure that they feel like they're missing out on that. And highlight those key products relevant to now all the time. So each month or any time that you're going to do that, make sure that the products you're promoting are relevant to now. So your customers are another example of people that you might think, oh no, they're my customer. And like Sasha said earlier, you might think that they're not going to be the valued person that you want to join your team, that you don't want them to join as a friend, and then you miss out on selling opportunities. but they're going to be much more important to you as a rep in your team. So the absolute benefit of that is that they already love Avon. They're already bragging about Avon in the product. They're using them. They already have a relationship with you, so they're going to trust you and listen to you and help you build them up as well. They already know a bit about how it works because they're shopping for you, and they know different people to you. So it's a whole other network. Okay, so don't miss out that opportunity with your customers and cash in on your passion. So Facebook selling pages is another way. So I put an advert out every month on all the selling pages in my area. And I do get leads from it, and it's a great way. And I always try and mix it up. So I've got a few examples to show you in a minute, thanks to Sasha, because I send mine out and then get to tweet them. But she amazingly had loads to send me, so I've got some great examples from her. So create new posts, but also get ideas of others that you've seen. So there might be other, like the perfume companies and things like that are putting adverts out there. Are they getting interaction on those posts? And if they are, what exactly attracted those people to that post? Have a look at them, get some ideas and be creative with them. Make sure they're engaging and colourful. And again, it's that fear of missing out. What can you put on there that's going to engage them? Use news articles. So we've had loads and loads of news coverage lately, but make sure that you're putting the link to that whole article and not cutting and pasting like a piece, because putting that whole article is going to be much more powerful and relevant than just putting a piece on there that they think that you might have got from somewhere else. Having that on there. So for example, last year, this time of year, I always managed to sell loads of the dry oil spray. I happened to, excuse me, find the Daily Mail article where Marines are using the dry oil spray themselves, and I sold about 40 bottles in about 2 weeks. Doing those things is going to be much more powerful and getting people interested. So make sure you're using those and try different approaches. Not everything's going to get you results straight away. You need to find what works for you and what is working in the area. And like I say, each month or each couple of weeks, wherever often you're going to do this, you need to make sure you're mixing it up and changing it up, otherwise people will just switch off and they won't look at the post. So here's one of our examples. So Avon Reps Wanted, work from home around your current commitments. Perfect for stay-at-home mums and dads and students or in your spare time. Part-time or full-time, because obviously we don't want to discount that if they want to join, they might want to become a sales leader. And no experience required, because you're going to show them the ropes. Very flexible, work around your family, studies, job, etc. when you want, and must be over 18, immediate start. Apply here. So then you'd add your PRP link so that they can apply straight to you. Here's another couple of examples. So Online Reps Wanted, sell 100% from home, earn from your first pound you sell, discounts on your own products, join for just £5. Make sure that's right for the current time. Obviously this month as well, we're still doing the £5 kit. Free online training, and drop me a message for more info, and then again adding your PRP link. So again, it's like they're different kinds of posts, and the next one's going to be a bit wordy. So this one's quite long, but again, it's going to be works, and you might want to try lots of different things. So this one is all about Christmas, and I know it's a bit early to be saying that when we're having this heat wave, but people do think ahead, and they're already shopping for Christmas, and they're already worrying about, especially in this climate where we've had to go through these crazy few months, they might have lost their job, had reduced hours, been furloughed. There's so many people in so many different situations. This might be the hook that says to them, this is something that I can do from home. I can earn money, a little bit of extra money for Christmas by doing a bit of Avon. So we have some fantastic opportunities. Do you have, what is going to be their goal for what they want to do? Is it about Christmas extra money? Is it that they want to clear some debts? Is it that they want a dream holiday next year? Is it they just want to get extra for Christmas, or need a job that's a bit around the school hours, holidays and appointments? And we always find that coming up to September, October time, this is prime recruitment time, because people do want to join for that extra money for Christmas. So why not get ahead of the game now and start recruiting and plugging this now? So they're going to be their own boss. They've got on-the-go training. They can earn up to 25% on everything they sell. Excuse me. They can earn up to 16,000 in bonuses in their own. They have their own team, and incredible team support. No area restrictions because we can literally recruit and sell anywhere we like, and work to suit them. But again, they must be over 18, living in the UK. And you might want to add something like first 5 people to join get a free goodie bag. So if you've got lots of Avon stuff at home, I'm sure everybody has if they've been doing it a while. I know I've got boxes. So have a little look at what you've got and put together a little goodie bag. That might be the thing that's going to get them even more excited about their opportunity in starting. Oh, sorry, hang on a second. Move on. Right, so the next bit, I have not got a great deal of knowledge on this, but we've been given this information, and I want you guys to bear in mind that all of the stuff that I'm going to show you now is literally up to you. We want to give you all the information and all the things that or possibilities that you can do to create leads and generate reps. But at the same time, we don't want you to be out of pocket. So think very carefully about what is going to be right for you and what you can do to get results and be successful without putting yourself, putting too much money into it. Okay. So the 3 things that you can do, one is called pay per click. Now there's a couple of short videos here I'm going to show you, but the last one I'm not going to show you because it's like 47 minutes long. But what I'll do is we'll send out this deck afterwards in this video so that you can use the links and look into it yourself so you can see exactly what it's about. So I'm going to play the first one, and this is called pay per click.
We can't hear or see anything, Fiona.
Sorry, hang on a second. I was trying to click and the thing kept moving. There we go. Right, skip ads. There we go. Let's start again.
Yeah, Fiona, we still can't see it. We can only see the main image on the screen with the link, not actually the video in the background.
Hang on a second. At the moment, it's just showing the pay per click. Is that what you can see?
All we can see is the main slide.
Yeah, with the link.
Oh, you can't see the video?
No.
No. Right, okay. I don't know what's happened there then. We're going to send this out afterwards, so have a look at it. But basically, the pay per click is that the theory behind it is that when you put an advert out, you only pay for whatever people. There might be 1,000 people that have kind of not interactions, but they look at it. They're called impressions, I think. And then what they do is if somebody clicks on your link to your online store or your PRP link, then that's when you would pay. So it's only when they click on the link that you would pay for that advert. Okay, so you pay per person, per click. Okay, and then the next one is about Facebook adverts, and it's all about utilizing social media once again to create adverts and interest on your pages. So make sure that you have a look at both of those. Right, I'm going to move on to the next one. So this last one is the one that's 47 minutes long, and basically it's all about business manager accounts. So you can, this is a Facebook thing as well. So it's all about page transparency and kind of using things, comparisons, so that you can get the best out of your adverts. look at what is working, what's not working, and it's all about that. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the first few minutes, but it seemed very interesting, but it was quite fast paced. So if you're going to go down this route and have a look at this, make sure you've got a pen and paper handy and that you can pause it when you've got key pieces of information so that you can write down those bits for yourself. Okay, so we're going to send this out to you. And then the last slide I'm just going to go through is what else? Has anybody, so if you want to unmute yourselves, has anybody got any other ideas or things that have worked for you that we can share with each other?
You can put your cameras back on as well if you want. We turned them off, Fiona, because we couldn't hear you for a bit.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Hiya.
Hi. Has anybody got any other ideas or things that have worked for them when they've been advertising and recruiting?
Lucy, do you want to tell us how the virtual door knocking worked for you?
It was mainly just like mums and stuff. Like I joined a lot of mum groups all over the place, and like just asking like how I'd been through, how it got me out, and like telling them my story, if you know what I mean.
Giving them your why, explaining that it made you you again and not just mum, yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's so powerful. Perfect. Has anybody got anything else? Hello? I don't know if somebody's trying to talk. It's really quiet.
I haven't. I've only just joined as a sales leader, so I haven't got no tips or tricks yet.
Tiny hand.
I am going to remute now though, because my children are screaming upstairs.
No problem.
Charlie, thank you. Put the links in the chat box for those videos that we weren't able to show. So we will send the deck, but it might be good for you to have the links to be able to watch when we finish this anyway.
Perfect. Thanks, Etta. So the other bits I just wanted to say is think about when you're doing the adverts, what attracted you to Avon in the first place? That might be the same thing that's going to attract somebody else. So think about whether it worked around your children, whether you just wanted a bit of extra cash for Christmas, and use those examples and that inspiring story to get people interested. Make sure it's colourful and engaging, but also make sure it's true. We don't want any kind of mistruths, if you like, on adverts, because people will call you out on it, especially if they've been with Avon before or whatever. So make sure that everything you're putting on your advert is true. So it is joined for £5. It is, you know, free, and it to get your store set up, it is free and things like that. But please don't say you can try it for free, because obviously that's not strictly true. So think about what you're saying on your adverts. Yeah.
Right. One thing I just wanted to add as well is a little tip for another. Again, this might be something that you do already. However, when you are putting, you know, posts on your Facebook pages or ads, or you know, you're doing your own ads sort of thing, even people who are just liking it, get in contact with them, message them and say, you know, I've seen I can see you've liked my post, would you like some more information? And that way, you know, you can get a lot of leads just through people that have liked and who aren't confident to actually comment.
Yeah, absolutely, Charlie.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Is the earn from £1 going to stay like constantly? So I know it started from lockdown, didn't it?
We have to take it on a month by month situation. Depends how much like Corona changes, if it goes up, if it goes down. If we come out of this situation, then admittedly it may not stay. It's a temporary measure, and we just do it by month. And we let you know as soon as we know, basically. But while it's there, just use and abuse it as much as you can. Get promoting, because in all honesty, I don't think it will be there forever. I think once we're out of this, it may go. So get those people in while that offer's on. Strike while the iron's hot.
Thank you.
Perfect. Right. Has anybody got any questions or anything they want to add?
I just wanted to mention, I think I put it in the chat box, but Lee, especially for you as you're brand new, when you're filling in the form and it's saying about how long you've lived at the address, you have to round it up to a year. I know people have put months in and it kind of confuses it. So if it's like 6 months, it'd be rounded to a year. And if it's less than 2 years, you will need the previous address as well, just for the credit check side of things. But thank you ever so much, ladies, for all coming on and joining us and getting involved, especially on this hot and sweaty day that it is.
It is
I
definitely
appreciate
hot.
Thanks,
Everybody will be this recording out, and we'll send a deck out as well. So, but you've got the links in the chat, but we'll send a deck out too. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.